Hello. David's not here. He's out of town, so I thought I'd come in and make a Musical Theater Factory video without him knowing. Don't tell him. I'm not supposed to be here right now, but I'm going to give you some inside scoop on Rent, which I am directing. For those of you who don't know, I am Bill Berry. I'm the producing director here at the Fifth Avenue Theater, and that means I get to do lots of cool stuff. One of them is directing Rent. And for those of you who maybe don't know what Rent is, you should look it up. It's a great musical. Jonathan Larson wrote it. Big Broadway hit. Am I ringing any bells? I could sing some songs, but then you'd probably turn off this video. So I'll leave the singing to the fantastic cast we're going to have in Rent. It's a group of young performers, Seattle-based rising stars, Daniel Berryman, Ryan Nixon, Aaron Finley, Naomi Morgan, Jarek Hoffer, just really great, outstanding talent. And for those of you who maybe saw our production of Hair several years back, it's similar to that in that it's all these young, up-and-coming, talented performers who you're not really sure who they are, but once you see them, you're going to know that you're seeing stars in the making, and they're going to go on to great things. From that production of Hair that we did, it had this unknown guy, you probably don't know who he is, Cheyenne Jackson. Maybe that'll ring some bells for you. He, of course, went to New York and became quite successful on Broadway and has appeared in several movies and is a series regular on, now I don't know what it is. What is that show? I have someone in here with me. Tell me, the show. 30 Rock. No, is that what it's called? 40 Rock.
30 Rock.
30 Rock. That sounds right. There you go. So, going to be a great cast. Really excited to get to work with them. And let's see, what else can I tell you about Rent before David comes back? And we don't want him to catch me in here. It's a new take on the production. And what that really means is we're just taking the time to really reinvestigate the text and explore it from the beginning, as opposed to assuming that we should, or doing this at all, recreating the New York production, which was a fantastic production, but you know, that was 16, 20 years ago, something like that. So I think it's time to look at the text and start again and make a Rent which speaks to this generation and to the world that we live in now. I think that's important with any good theater, that you take the time to explore where it came from and make sure it means something to the people of today. Theater is about communicating a story to an audience that helps an audience understand the world that they live in, and it's a different world today than it was back when Jonathan Larson wrote the piece, and the piece is equally as moving and touching for today as it was back then, but it has, it's evolved. And speaking of the production back then, sort of an interesting story I'll tell you, which is that back when I was graduating from graduate school, Rent was opening on Broadway, and I decided that I would go to see it, and it was basically sold out. The only way to get tickets was to sit in the rush line, and you had to get in line at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you sat there basically all day long. They didn't sell the tickets until about, I think it was like 7 o'clock at night. You finally got your tickets, and so I ended up getting 2 of these tickets, and I remember sitting there and just being so blown away by this production. It was so powerful and so moving, and I was telling someone just the other day, what was interesting, it was the first time I was watching a musical that I was relating to it and having it mean something to my life. And I love musicals. I've dedicated my life to musical theater. It's what I do. I live and breathe it. But some musicals really speak to you, and some are just really fun, and both things are really valuable and really important. But Rent, for me, was the first time I went and saw something that was talking about my life and my generation, and seeing that on stage was really powerful. And I remember sitting there thinking, I hope someday I have the honor and the thrill of working on a piece that is this powerful. And of course, here we are, and I'm directing Rent and having that opportunity with Rent, and it's really exciting and really interesting to reimagine the show and take the time to question every moment of the show and try to come up with a way to bring it to you and have you respond to it, hopefully with all that power and all the emotional clarity that the original production had, without actually recreating that production for you. I think the impact of the show will be the same. It's just, you're going to see some different things, some different choreography, the set is different, costumes are different, and different isn't necessarily better or worse. It's just going to be of the people that are creating it for you now, and it's a production we're creating for Seattle, by Seattle. So I hope you come and see it, and if you see me there, say hello. Don't tell David I was on here. It's supposed to be a secret. I don't think he'd be happy to find out other people were on the blog. So, all right, bye.